Good day, everyone! And for today's video, we are going to talk about the characteristics of globalization that can be linked to education, the aspects of globalization, and also what are the core values and competencies for global education. So we already had an idea of what is globalization because this is a continuation of Ms. Maglangit's report, and that is the content of her video, which is the definition of globalization. So now we'll just proceed to the characteristics of globalization that can be linked to education. First, we have in educational terms. In educational terms, as implemented by bilateral, multilateral, and international organizations, there is a growing understanding that the non-liberal version of globalization is reflected in an educational agenda that privileges, if not directly imposes, particular policies for evaluation, financing, assessment, standards, teacher training, curriculum, instructions, and testing. Next, we have in economic terms. In economic terms, a rise in internationalized advertising and consumption patterns, a reduction in barriers to the free flow of goods, workers and investments across national borders, and correspondingly new pressures on the role of the workers and the consumer in society. Third, we have in political terms. In political terms, a certain loss of nation-state sovereignty, or at least the erosion of national autonomy, and correspondingly a weakening of notion of the citizen as a unified and unifying concept, a concept that can be characterized by precise roles, rights, obligations, and status. And last is in cultural terms. In cultural terms, attention between the ways in which globalization brings forth more standardization and cultural homogeneity, while also bringing more fragmentation through the rise of locally oriented movements. So again, those are the characteristics of globalization that can be linked to education. Those are in educational terms, in economic terms, in political terms, and cultural terms. Next, let's proceed to the aspects of globalization. Well, there are 6 aspects of globalization. These are industrial globalization, transnationalization. Next is financial globalization. Third is political globalization. Fourth is informational globalization. Fifth is cultural globalization. And sixth is globalism. In industrial globalization and transnationalization, this refers to the rise and expansion of multinational and transnational enterprise. For financial globalization, this refers to the emergence of worldwide finance market and access to external financing for corporate, national, and subnational borrowers. In political globalization, this refers to the spread of political sphere of interest to the regions and countries outside the neighborhood of political actors and the potential formations of a global citizen movement. And for informational globalization, this refers to the increase of information flows between geographically remote locations. For cultural globalization, this refers to the growth of cross-cultural contacts where people of the world get a better understanding and appreciation of cultural diversity and plurality. For globalism, this refers to the universal internationalist impulse principles that the world is connected. Globalism also refers to the connection among cultures, nations, and peoples. Next, let's proceed to what are the core values and competencies in global education. Our vision of global education was organized around the following core values: peace and violence, social justice and human rights, economic well-being and equity, cultural integrity, ecological balance, and democratic participation. Core skills and competencies included self-worth and self-affirmation, the affirmation of others, including cultural and racial differences, critical thinking, effective communication skills, non-violent conflict resolution, and mediation. Imagination or the ability to envision alternatives, and effective organizing. So that's it for our discussion for this day. I hope you learned something from this video. Have a good day.